I'm from the city of Reading, Pennsylvania, just like you guys. I've dealt with so much. Growing up, I had moments where I didn't have a dinner to eat. You know, there's moments where, shoot, I didn't even know what place we were gonna stay at. You know, we had moments where they were hard and they were impossible. There's gonna be times where, for each and every one of you guys, there's gonna be times where you might think it's impossible to do it. If you look at me, I made it out. And if I can make it out, you guys can make it out. You know, you do what you gotta do, you do your academics, and there's always light at the end of the tunnel.
I got an eviction notice, and he was 12 years old, and he was laying behind me, hugging me, and he said, "Mom, I'm gonna get you away from here. I'm gonna get you away from all the stress and all the negativity, and you're never gonna have to do anything again but be happy in your life." And he did it. He did it. That's my baby.
Many times when you grow up in the hood, most people leave and they don't come back. The goal is to get out of the hood. Lonnie, yes, has gotten out of the hood, but his head and heart alignment is such where his heart is still here, and he knows the importance of paying it forward and reaching back and helping kids.
You know, you're gonna remember certain things for the rest of your life. So hopefully they can remember the good things and see how giving back and inspiring, and hopefully I can inspire these kids to become whatever they want to be. Not just I want to be like Lonnie Walker, I want to be better than Lonnie Walker. And then I want to come back to my community and do better than what he did, you know? That's what I want. And it just all starts with coming back, talking to him.
He has really shown that Reading has something special here. You know, so many people talk about Reading High School being a bad school, but this young man continues to come back to his own high school. And I think it's putting more back into our student athletes about stay home, make home better.
That's what it's supposed to be, you know? Just because you make it big, you don't leave home and never come back. He comes back, he does a free camp for the school, he comes down and visits his place to eat. He always visits here. He's just a good guy, a great guy, matter of fact.
He's a very unique young man. He's highly intelligent, but beyond that, he really seems to react well with people. There's a trust there that one might not think should be there, considering everything he's gone through. But he exhibits a really great capacity to love his fellow man.
Family doesn't necessarily have to be by blood, but if a person loves you, they're your family. And that's how Lonnie is. You know what I mean? He reaches out to everybody.
I love the city. The fans, the community, people in general, you know, it's unique, you know? Everyone knows everyone, we all know each other's stories, each other's backgrounds and stuff. This is where I made my friends, this is where I had my first girlfriend, had my first kiss, had my first fight, had my ups and downs, all my emotions, and you know, this is how I become Lonnie Walker, just because the city of Reading. So this is Schuylkill Ave. The $1 burgers for dinner is from the Getty Mart. That's where I got my burger. My mom, when we had $1 for the next 2 days, we would split up that one burger. This is the house that I was born in pretty much and lived in, 515 Schuylkill Avenue. People want to know how I learned how to get my bounce. My dad used to make me come right here, jump up, land, come back down, come back, jump up. I would box jumps. I used to do like 300 of them. I'd be like, yo, Dad, I don't feel like doing it one more.
Yeah, show them how to do the box.
I can't do it right now.
Come on, they only got to do a couple.
Step down, come down, turn around, right back up. Everyone would be like, yo, what is he doing to his son? He is doing, like, what is he doing? That is so mean, it's so hot. My father, there was a point where he had 4 or 5 jobs and he's working 19 hours a day sometimes, you know, so, you know, you talk about the definition of a work ethic, and even when you're tired, you know, you still gotta make sacrifices, and that's what I learned is, you know, in order to get something that you really want, sometimes It might not be how you want it to be, but you gotta make sacrifices in life to help everyone else around you. And this is the greatest hill of all hills. This is the hill that my father made me run up every single day, Crybaby Hill. My father used to make me do high knees up this hill, run full speed, back pedals, defensive slides. I threw up so many times running up that hill. It's crazy.
I had a little bit of a rough family background, so I lived mostly with my mother, and my father was a drug addict. So I was like, all right, if I could just take what I learned from my mother and then what I didn't get from my dad, put it together, boom. And that's what I tried to do.
You know, we went through our hard times in life. I couldn't do it. I thought I could. You know, sometimes you do need help. You know, you really need help to make them become that man. And his father, he did an awesome job, and I love him for that.
Family is that heart that teaches you how to be a man. It teaches you how to treat people. And if you have your family to help guide you in life, your path is okay.
Well, he has a great family. Mom and dad, grandmom and grandpa are awesome. Mom and dad never stop fighting. They never stop working. Dad has worked a lot of jobs. Mom has done a lot of things to make sure that they're in place for their son's success. And you know, with grandmom and grandpa in the background, just coaching the parents, coaching Lonnie, like, listen, you're gonna get there, but you gotta stay true to who you are.
I had great people around me. Through all the struggles, it was still happiness. They made sure that I was good. My mom is by far the strongest woman in this world, just because through it all, you know, she still made sure that we were good. And my grandparents, they're just my grandparents. They spoiled me, you know, they loved me.
This is what you call home cooking.
They were just like my father in a way. You know, they all showed me that bigger picture. They all gave me that sense of humility, sense of being humble, and knowing your situation and knowing where you came from.
Every elementary classroom in the Reading School District has a letter from Lonnie when he went off to the University of Miami. And we made it into a poster, and we are able to refer to that letter to keep kids on track. And they take it to heart. They take it to heart. I mean, the kid is out there talking about education and pathways right now while teaching basketball skills to kids. It's unbelievable and amazing.
So from when I was 6 years old to about 16, 17, my father would make me come home right after school. I would read for an entire 1 hour, and I would write for an hour to improve on my writing ability. I would read for an hour just to improve on my speaking, learning new words. When you read books, there's gonna be new words that you probably never heard about. Go in a dictionary, you figure it out, you might jot it down. But for that entire time, all I did was read and write, and whenever I had time off, just trying to get better.
Already signed to the University of Miami, he came back asking about how can he position himself to make up his exams in AP Physics, AP English. How can he get the grades that he has, that his goals were aligned to, A's and B's? And he simply said, I cannot go off to the University of Miami on a full scholarship, telling kids to believe in education, and I go there with C's and D's.
Our city doesn't have that much to offer to you, so you have to do something to get out the city. And I think, you know, Lonnie's speech about school is very important. All of our kids look up to him. So by his work and what he's doing, he's going to propel our kids.
He's he's a person that Reading takes a lot of pride in saying he's from here.
Yeah, they've been following him since Reading High when they won the state championships. But then we came in when he was in the University of Miami, and we watched him play there, and now this. I just think it's great to have a role model like that from our town to show him the opportunities, you know, like this could be you know, someday. So that's like really cool.
He's a prodigy of the city, and kids follow him. He's a kid magnet. Kids can say, I can be like Lonnie.
For you to be born and raised somewhere, it's a different texture, you know? So he has that Reading pride. He bleeds red and black. Like getting that state title, giving that to the people because they've been yearning for that for so long, and he felt that pressure, you know? So he's very in tune to the frequencies of the city. He just knows, he's like, all right, I was once that impoverished kid, so I can relate to him. My mom reminds me of your mom, so all of that camaraderie, it's all like interwoven, and it's just it's a very unique and very beautiful situation.
He actually amazes me. When you consider what he's gone through, what he's seen, what he's experienced, to be as mature and positive as he is at age 20 is really impressive.
His methodology with giving back, his philanthropy, his name is going to resonate forever in the city of Reading. And he's just getting started. He's 20 years old.
I think our city has got better because of him, because he's shown everyone to fight. You just don't give up. You just gotta fight.
We've been through so much, but once you overcome it, you know, you hit a point where it's like, oh, nothing can break me down, man. I've been through enough. That's why when I'm saying I'm just a kid from Reading, like it's hard. You know, it's a struggle. Like me and my mom, we lived, I lived with kids I ain't never met before. Kids a house of 10, 11, 12, you know, to get on by. So, you know, that's what made us who we are. Like that's what made me me. And I love it. And I'm just willing to help out as much as I can.